it's Jacqie Crafty, back with another Product Focus Friday. We are focusing on PinkFresh Studio this month and mixed media. And so last week we did the Spiegel Mom Scraps Pigment Splash Kits. Today we are doing Distress Oxides. And there's a bunch of fun techniques you can do with oxides. One I haven't done yet that I've always wanted to try is doing the baby wipe, making the ink come off with the baby wipe. So I went through my PinkFresh Studio. This is Everyday Musings. I have this photo of my feet on our brand newly painted, we restained our steps. I like the color red a lot, and this red orange in this collection is like totally up my alley. It matches really well with Crackling Campfire, by the way. So I went and just grabbed a few patterned papers that I really liked. I wanted to stick more to the reds and oranges and pinks in this collection, but I did grab this blue one because it has a lot of the leaves in it. I grabbed this as my background paper. We'll see if it stays. I think it will. And then I still have all the frames from that. So I think I'm going to play around with that and just do one of those layouts where there's tons of frames. And so I'm going to even trim down my photo, do tons of frames, and in some of the background of the frames, we're going to do solid oxides and do the baby wipe technique with this leaf stencil and try and lift up the ink or the pigment. So what I picked for what kind of matches, Tattered Rose, Victorian Velvet, Crackling Campfire, Picked Raspberry, and Dusty Concord. So we are going to do those. So yeah, let's get started. So I went ahead and actually did all, most of the leaves, not on camera because I wanted to make sure it worked. So here's me showing you how I did it. So I just had some scrap pieces of white paper, and I just literally from the pad of the oxide smooshed it on that paper, and now I'm taking a baby wipe and wiping away what I want to show. Now this one does not show up the greatest on camera because it is such a pale color, but on the layout it looks pretty cool. That one's probably the least apparent one of all of them. You can see the other ones a little bit better. The Tattered Rose, actually, or Victorian Velvet. Victorian Velvet showed up the best. Crackling Campfire showed up the best. That's the one up on the top left. So I had this random strip of white piece of paper left over. I just grabbed whatever was in my little scrap bin over here to do the technique with the oxides on. And so I had this left over, and I thought, maybe I should tear it and then cut it, and I will put it on the edges and almost frame, and I really like that. So that was an idea that just kind of happened while I was making my layout. And so now I have most of the frames. I have 5 of the frames backed with the Distress Oxide baby wipe technique, and so the rest of them I am going to back with some patterned paper. So I have my 5 pattern papers that I picked out. And this is not really the way I thought this layout was going to go at first. So, but this is how it's ending up. And I really, really like it. Yeah. So I'm just backing those all. And I strategically placed this one over the word that says Everyday Musings. That's the collection. And it works. And then I think I talk about this at the end of the video. I kind of go cheat. And I'm realizing as I'm doing this that I need something to sprinkle in. And I so badly want to play with some of my new stuff that I haven't even got to touch yet because, December got away from me with work and things and migraines and I did not get as much scrapping time as I wanted, and I really wanted to play with my stuff, but I didn't. So I am going to glue all this down. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Just kidding. I remember what happened now. I realized, too, that it just looks stark. Something was missing. So I'm going to take all the frames off. I did take a photo of it. I'm putting my static powder on. And I'm going to go ahead and splatter because I was watching some videos that talked about also that Distress Oxides stay wet enough that you can actually emboss them. So I was like, well, let's try to emboss my splatters. It kind of works. There is a texture on my page. It doesn't work the way I wanted it to because the splatters, because they're watered down, they dry faster because they get soaked in. So yeah, I'm attempting it. It doesn't work. So it just made a mess really with the embossing powder because I always make a mess with the embossing powder. So I do not try it again. But what I decided to do though is still go ahead and splatter basically a column of all the oxide colors that I used just to give that column of where the frames are going to go kind of not an anchoring point, but like this is where they are. This is where the stuff is, which I really like. Because I didn't know what else to do. I wanted to do something, and I thought, let's use oxides a couple ways, right? So I'm doing that. I think I maybe make you watch all of them. It looks like I do. This is the last one, though, so we're not doing too bad. But yes, I took a photo of the way my frames were so that when this dries, and then I'm going to put these strips on the edges, and then, see, I have that scrap of piece black cardstock still because I'm still thinking I might try to emboss some more, and I do not. So there's my photo of the way the frames are aligned, and I'm going to line them back up, and then I'll glue them all down. And I tried to make them a little more not so lined up, so I'm going to wonkify them a little bit. There. Just the slightest shift. Ignore the pile of keys on the left. I totally got lost, and so I went to go find these sprinkly bits that are all wood veneer from my LA Studio grab bag that I got. And in the meantime, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make room for all this new wood veneer I got. And I realized I have all these keys that I'm not going to use. So I dumped them out, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'm still recording. So I deleted, it was like 25 minutes of video of you guys just watching me like organize my, my wood veneer. It was horrible. Where did I go? Oh, okay. So I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for a title. So at first, I was digging more into my LA Studio stuff now that I grabbed those wood veneer little sprinkly bits. And I was like, oh, something about I love Octobers or hard Octobers. And so I thought about doing the stickers, and then I realized, no, they're too big. It's too much for what I want. And then I was trying to find a good small heart, and I happened to have this Turnabout Concord and Ninth small stamp sitting near there. So I'm like, okay, I use this heart. And then I was trying to decide what size October do I want to use, because in my LA Studio stamp grab bags I got one of each. I got the larger, like the medium size months, I think. I don't know if they have larger, and I got the smaller, and I really like the larger. I like them both, but what worked in this space, so I decided in this little space I'm just going to put Heart October, and simple as that. And I'm going to stamp it with Crackling Campfire because that matches the photo the best, and it's going to stand out the best on that blue paper. So that's just going to be my title, super simple. And then I'm just going to glue down the rest of these wood veneer bits. And then I'm going to come in with some matte Nuvo white drops and add a couple to each little wood veneer bit. So here I'll be back again live. All right, there you have it. That is my layout. I'm using my Distress Oxides. I think this turned out really cool. Some of it's a lot more subtle than I thought it would be. But yeah, then I just took all those and splattered. And I kind of cheated. I know I normally I have tons of PinkFresh Studios, so normally I try to just use it all up. But little tiny wood veneer was like speaking to me, and then I got to dip my hands and look at all my LA Studio stuff again that I got for Black Friday, which was fun. And then I kind of got distracted and I organized it a little bit, so but that was a nice little distraction. And then used also LA Studio to stamp my title, just love October. Yeah, so that is what it is. Normally this kind of layout I would do in a smaller size, but it was really feeling the spread out with all the frames, And I really, really like this. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Let's draw what mixed media we're going to do next week. And I've got a kiddo playing a video game on the other side of the room, so let's go actually have him draw it. Hey James, will you pick? Don't look and pick a piece of paper out. This one. Thank you. All right. And he picked acrylic paint. So we're going to play with acrylic paint next week with our PinkFresh Studio. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. Hope you have a wonderful Friday, and we'll see you next time. Bye!